Facebook like this, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Hopefully it's working. I'm just going to double check to make sure that people can see that we are live, because it tells me that we are live,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to double check so we don't end up talking to ourselves for so long
Alone.
without
Yeah.
accomplishing anything. Yes, we are
Mm-hmm.
live. Yes, we are live. We are live. Whew. Thank you so much for coming through. Welcome to another segment of the Echoes of the African Wahala. I am your host, Ade. Thank you so much. I can see Matthew Ogunmoyole. Ogunmoyole. Thank you so much for your confirmation, brother. He says, yes, we are hearing. Man, we are coming live to you guys from the city of Edmonton, Alberta. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to Mayegun General for giving me an opportunity to host on Diaspora Radio International platform. I'm here with my good friend Ololade, and we are going to be cooking, talking about a few topics. It's not going to take too much time. We were supposed to have begun at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, which is roughly 7 p.m. Nigerian time, but we couldn't because we had technical issues, and it's a little bit difficult to figure out Facebook live stream. But yes, here we are. Ololade, do you want to give a quick introduction, bro?
Yeah, my name is my real name is Femi, but I go by the name Ololade on social media. Um, I'm a Nigerian living in Edmonton, Canada, and I follow, every day to day news about Nigeria just to know what's going on. And yourself and I, we've done, things like this on YouTube a couple of times, talking about, you know, s- um, activities that's related to Africa and things that are happening around Africa, and most especially in Nigeria, in terms of social political activities. And most of the time, what we try to do is share knowledge and try to enlighten people as much as we can. So this is a big platform for us, and we really appreciate the opportunity given to us to be able to express ourselves and have conversation with people.
Thank you. Thank you so much, brother. So let's jump right into it straight up. In Niger, we get one wahala. We be say, maybe I should speak regular English so more people can understand.
Hmm.
We have a problem where we refer to the same people that punish us, that steal our money, use the money to take care of themselves and their families at the
Hmm.
expense of the rest of us. And that's why a lot of us had to leave Niger to go find a better country where we can have a better life. Now, these same people that put us in this mess and they keep on recycling themselves, like the 2023 elections coming up, they are still the same people coming through to recycle themselves. And hopefully, Nigerians can force them out this time around. It's going to be difficult, but it's possible. But for some reason, we refer to these guys as His Excellency, Your Honorable, Daddy, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. We have a culture where you are required to belittle yourself, to dehumanize yourself, just so someone can help you. What do you have to say about that, bro? Why do we keep on respecting these same individuals that punish us every single day by calling them your excellency? And for the most part, they they actually request for us to refer to them as your
Hmm.
excellency, is honorable.
Yeah.
Bro, I think me, okay, I'll let you speak first, then I'll give you my own point of view. So what do you think about that?
Well, like you said, is the culture. The culture kind of like make you, we told you have to respect someone that is older than you. And in this instance, is more kind of like someone in higher position than you are, right? We're trying to give them respect, which is kind of reasonable, is part of who we are. If somebody deserves the respect, let's say you, even though you're my friend, right? And you've done something really great that I look up to, you know, it's my right to give you that respect that you deserve, right? But what we're talking about here, we are talking about people that what they've done is indirectly and directly destroying our life. So these are not people that deserve our respect. These are not people that we should kind of bow down to and call honorable. Somebody that's looted the treasury of the country or the state. Somebody that is doing things that is affecting the millions of lives in the country. These are not people that we should give respect to. So it's I will go back to the reason why we do it. We're doing it out of our culture as people to give respect. But we need to draw that line and make sure that whoever we give respect to are people that actually deserve that respect, not some random or some politicians that all what they've done is to destruction and suffering for the
Hmm.
people.
You know, one thing that really irritates me. Look at this photo. I don't know if you can see the photo that I'm sharing on the screen.
I can.
Yes.
Anthony Joshua, yeah.
Yeah, so that's Anthony Joshua prostrated for Buhari and some other Nigerian executives. I know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people when this photo came out, they were so happy. They were like, "Oh man, this guy is so cultured. This guy has a lot of respect, man. Ah, this guy is an Omoluabi."
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, this is eye service, my brother. Let's be honest with ourselves. Why do you have to see? Okay, check it out this way. You genuinely respect someone. So what is the
Mm-hmm.
point in you prostrating, having your chest touch the ground just to show that you respect that person? Isn't that a
Mm-hmm.
form of dehumanizing yourself, belittling yourself, just to show that you respect someone? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get your point.
And what makes it worse is you are prostrated to someone that is directly responsible for the death, destruction of millions of lives, period.
Mm-hmm.
For the impoverishment, or how did they use that word? For drawing more people into poverty, but for somehow you're required to respect this person, to call him, oh, your excellency. Yes sir, your excellency, sir. How bro, to me this is like mental revolution. We are at a point where I'm telling you, more Nigerian youths are beginning to ask more questions. Okay,
Yes.
as far as when dealing with their politicians, dealing with their religious leaders, more people are becoming bold because now there is social media and you can see what is going on around the world, and you know that you deserve better than what you're getting. And the people that are responsible, the people in authority that are responsible for maintaining the system, the government, they are obviously not doing their job. If anything, they are like parasites to the system. But you, that you are the victim of the system, you're still required to give them some respect by calling them. It's not only when you call them your honorable, his excellency, that you're respecting them, but you have to pretend like these people are your gods. And it just doesn't make sense. This is a way. Let me tell you, if people decide that, man, we are done pretending to these people, it's time to let them know exactly how we feel. So no more pretense. This is how we feel about you. I'm telling you, if as a collective, more people can stop pretending and actually start calling these people out in their names, we stand a better chance of moving forward as a society, as opposed to continually pretending that you respect a criminal. Because let's keep it real, bro. A lot of these politicians, a lot of these leaders, they're actually criminals that are supposed to be in prison. They are supposed to be in prison for their crimes, but they are protected by political offices. And
Mm-hmm.
then we, the people that are the victims of their actions, when they steal money, when they take taxpayers' money to the United Kingdom, to the United States, to go treat themselves for a medical conditions that they have, because there are no decent hospitals in Nigeria that they trust can treat them. When they do all that stuff, it affects us negatively, we the people. But we the people that are affected negatively are still required to call them, sir, good morning, sir. Please, sir. Please, I need your help, oh, sir. You know, it to me, it's just a crazy culture that we need to do away with. Anyways, on a lighter note, sorry about that, my phone rang. On a lighter note, brother, if you have anything else to say about this particular point, I don't want us to beat a dead horse. You know, we've been talking about these issues about, man, you need to stop giving these people respect. They don't deserve it. You don't expect me to just respect you just because you're an old person. If you are a thief, okay, if
Mm-hmm.
you are a thief, an actual thief, because you're a minister or you're a governor or you are, a terrorist. Now we have terrorists that are now ministers, okay, and we
Mm-hmm.
all know
Yeah.
them. You don't expect me to respect such an individual. I'm not going to do that. And that's the mindset that most Nigerians need to develop, because we are entering a stage of revolution. Whether we like it or
Mm.
not, it's going to happen. And we also need that mental revolution so that after we've successfully um, staged the revolution, then the new people that will take over power, they wouldn't have the old mindset. And that's where the mental revolution comes in,
Yeah.
because the new people that will take over, if they have a renewed mindset because they've gone through mental revolution, then they will be better performers at the leadership positions.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes,
Um.
sir.
Yeah. One other thing I want to add is, when you go and give this guy this honorable, your excellency respect, I'm talking about these, looters that we have, you know, politics,
Hmm.
all these guys. When you give them that respect, even though they are doing something bad, what it gives them is this confidence of feeling superior, this superiority complex that, despite all the stuff that I'm doing, all the looting that I'm doing, these people are still respecting me. These people are still calling me honorable. So it kind of gives them this green light for them to continue doing all the bad things they're doing. But give an example in a situation where you're a politician and you are found to be a corrupt politician, and you go to your constituency, for example, and the people there look straight into your face and tell you you're a thief.
Hmm.
And when else you come to this constituency, you better change for good, because if you come, we're gonna beat you up. We're not gonna call you honorable anymore. We beat you up because you're a bad man.
Thank you.
Guess what is gonna happen? He will think twice before going there. But in a situation that we have at the moment, where these guys, with all the bad things they are doing, we're still giving them that respect, it makes them have this bold confidence to come every 4 years or to come anytime and talk to us as if we are just bunch of idiots. Do you understand what I mean?
I know, man. They take us for granted
So
before.
they take us for granted. So we need to find a way to stop, calling all these terrible people honorable names, because they are not honorable.
That's it, man. And that's a very, very good summary of the whole thing. The bottom line is, stop giving crooks respect. But you know one
Mm.
problem that we have, bro? The truth is, a lot of us, we are pretenders. We
Yeah.
continue, it's eye service. We are playing eye service. You know this guy is a thief, but you continue respecting him because of what you can get from him.
Hmm.
Maybe you have one brother or one uncle that knows one other guy that knows the minister. So now it's your job to protect the crumbs that you're getting from that minister. And for that reason, you're going to continue putting out that fake image of respecting that person. It's just because of a selfish reason, your own personal selfish reason. And one of the reasons why people have become so selfish is because people are going through a hard time. A country that has an extremely high population of poverty stricken people, it
Hmm.
creates desperation. So within that desperation, people will do anything to survive, including if they have to pretend, to liars and murderers, if they
Mm-hmm.
have to, if they have to kiss the ass of the same people that is killing them, then they will do it. So it's a
Yeah.
very, very difficult place that we find ourselves in. But I feel like the more people hear about these things, the more emboldened they will be, the more enlightened they will be, and the more they will realize that you don't need to give someone that does not deserve your respect. Period.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, my brother, let's go into the next section of the echoes of the African Wahala. We started off on a rough note, started off with technical issues, very difficult to connect to Facebook Live. And then once we got on live, um, it's even difficult to string the conversation together. I mean, we are all over the place, but I mean, I hope the viewers forgive us for this. It's literally our first time coming live on Facebook, and it takes some guts. Let's keep it real, man. A lot of people get nervous once they get in front of the camera and they are talking in front of thousands of people or hundreds of people. So we're gonna get better. That I can guarantee you. But we're gonna go lighter with the second topic where we're gonna be talking about sports. We've already spoken about why we need to stop respecting crooked people in leadership positions because it does nothing. It only emboldens them, like my brother Aulolade said. It emboldens them. It gives them more power to continue trampling upon us. But now
Mm-hmm.
we're going to go into sports because sports is something that is very catchy and a lot of people like talking about sports. The most trending topic right now is AFCON, African Cup of Nations. Right? Have you been following the African Cup of Nations, bro?
Yeah, I do, but not a whole lot because the timing, is at times is when I'm just waking up or middle of the night. Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
Well,
follow it that much, but yeah, I do follow, and I know Nigeria got knocked out by Tunisia not too long ago. So
so what did you think about that? Nigeria getting knocked out by Tunisia.
I think they put up a good performance, but in a game of football, you're only gonna have one winner, and we can hope for a better tournament next time,
Mm.
and we have a chance of going to the next World Cup. So we just have to give it all and try to make sure that we qualify for the World Cup.
Okay, so what? So currently, I think it was Tunisia that beat Nigeria, right? All
Yes,
right,
Tunisia beat Nigeria. Yes.
Tunisia beat Nigeria, and then Guinea. So today, January 20. Oh, they're in the quarterfinals. Gambia versus Cameroon. Cameroon just beat Gambia 2-0. I bet you did not watch that match.
No,
I
I
think
didn't.
Cameroon might actually win this cup, man, and that's going to be fun.
And they're hosting it, so they have more home advantage over every other teams.
But me personally, I'm rooting for Senegal. I want Senegal to win because Senegal is the least controversial country in West Africa. You hardly hear about negative news in Senegal. So I'm rooting for them. Cameroon has a lot of controversies going on. They have Paul Biya, a
Mm-hmm.
president that has been there since 1982, which is about 40 years. And this guy has done nothing. This guy has done nothing but impoverish the people, divide the people. Just like Nigerians, Cameroonians have their own version of people that are trying to break out of the country in
Mm-hmm.
Ambazonia, all thanks
Yes.
to Paul Biya, the president of Cameroon. They've been fighting a civil war in the Ambazonia region since 2016. They've killed a lot of people. A lot of people have been displaced. So me, for that reason, I'm not rooting for Cameroon. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna be rooting for Senegal because Senegal seems to be the most peaceful country in the West African bloc. So what do you think? What do you think about Tunisia, Burkina Faso? That's coming up.
I really can't say, but if I were to pick between the two, I'll pick Burkina Faso over Tunisia. Not because Tunisia knocked Nigeria out, but because Burkina Faso is going through some revolution right now, which
Mm,
is something that we need to pay attention to.
mm.
Mali went through the same thing. Burkina Faso is doing exact same thing. They just kicked out their corrupt, president Kabore. So I'm not really sure where this is gonna go, but is we need to start paying attention to things that is going on around us. That's one thing I notice about us Nigerians. Like we're so comfortable with you know things that we are doing. We go watch BB Nigeria, we watch soccer, and we forget about every other social political things that is going on that may affect us in a way.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm kind of rooting for Burkina Faso in that match, but if it goes either way, I'm good. In
Hmm.
in the game of football, I always want the best team to win. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my take on that.
Oh, that's nice, man. Me too. You know what? Now that you said it, because I don't have a horse in the race between Tunisia and Burkina Faso. Maybe I would slightly root for Burkina Faso because they are so-called Black Africans. Maybe that's why I
Mm-hmm.
would root for them. But the truth is, it doesn't even matter. May the best team win. But the fact that Burkina Faso is going through that revolution, I
Mm-hmm.
support them. And you know what I also heard? I found this on one of those newspapers. So the Burkina Faso, no, was that Burkina Faso? No, no, no. Sorry, I was about to give you wrong information. Yeah, Mamadi Doumbouya, that is the military guy that took over power in Guinea.
Mali.
In
Oh,
Guinea,
Guinea. Okay. Okay.
yes, Guinea had a coup some months ago. The coup was led by a colonel called Mamadi Doumbouya. Mamadi Doumbouya ended up being sworn in as the interim president in Guinea. So ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States, sent a delegation to Guinea to have a conversation with Mamadi Doumbouya about the coup and how they do not support the coup. But guess who they sent in the delegation? They sent the president of Ghana, Nana
Mm-hmm.
Akufo-Addo. They also
Mm-hmm.
sent the president of, was it Ivory Coast? Anyways, the other guy that is sent was a former coup plotter himself, a guy that got into power through a coup. What an
Is
irony.
is that Utara of what's his name?
No, it wasn't Utara. Oh man, can't remember this guy's name now. Anyways, that's just we digressing a little bit,
A
but
little bit, yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that was exactly what happened, and it was just a
But
joke. The
yeah.
military guys in Guinea, once they seen the delegation that ECOWAS sent in, they just kicked them away. They were like, "You guys are not serious, man. If you are
Mm-hmm.
serious, send real people to come have a conversation with us."
Yeah. You and
Anyway,
I and you and I know that ECOWAS is a joke of organization.
yeah.
They are big joke. They don't have any stand. They don't have any contribution to the life of West Africans. So
The only benefit
so
of ECOWAS, in my opinion, is it's been the executives, the top guys in ECOWAS, they are the only beneficiaries of ECOWAS. The citizens of the 16 West African states, now 15, because Mali has disassociated from ECOWAS, which I
mhm.
don't think is a bad idea, by the way, because ECOWAS is useless. The other 15 countries that are associated with ECOWAS, we, the citizens, have no benefits of being a part of ECOWAS. But the executives from our respective countries that are in ECOWAS, they have their own benefits. So ECOWAS is useless to us, period.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, there is another sport news that I was going to talk about. Um, Francis Ngannou of Cameroon. Did you watch that fight recently, bro?
Yeah, and Gano and Siri gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, what did you think about its performance?
Whoa. You know, I'm uh I'm not a big fan of UFC, but I do follow UFC and I, watch all these PP pay-per-view fights.
Hmm.
And that particular fight, I thought, Ngannou is gonna come in, swinging and boxing, especially after showing interest that he's gonna leave UFC for boxing. So I
Hmm.
thought he's gonna go out there, outbox Sirigun, but he came out with a different strategy entirely.
Hmm.
Like he went in there with the wrestling and he got the job done. Shout out to that African brother. That guy went through a lot of a lot of struggle in his life. If you
Yeah.
look at the guy story, at a point he was doing hard labor in Cameroon before he went to France, and from France to US. So, anytime an African brother is making us proud, like Ngannou did, it's something to be proud of. And I have nothing but love for that brother, man.
Man, that was such a. I'm so happy for him. I'm even much more happy for him that he won that fight against Cyril Gane, because he was
Yeah.
fighting against an entire corporation, the UFC. You know,
Yes.
I also heard that he got paid $600,000 for defending his title against Cyril Gane. But if you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, in boxing, bro, if you're getting paid as a heavyweight champion in boxing, you are easily making 15, 20, 30 million dollars in a fight. But you in the UFC, you're only getting paid $600,000 for being the heavyweight champion of the world, the baddest man. Like, this is the baddest man in the world. So
Mm-hmm.
it's unfair. But then again, I'm happy that he has stood on his beliefs. He doesn't care about any criticism that comes his way. He believes that I deserve better, and for that reason, I'm going to open more doors for myself. If I have to go into boxing to make more money, so be it. And I respect that, man. I also wanted to mention that, our Nigerian Kamaru Usman was on his side. He was one of the team members of Francis Ngannou, and Kamaru Usman is a very good wrestler, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Um, Francis Ngannou has always been a good striker. He knows how to punch. For those that don't know what that means, he knows how to punch. He knows how to kick. He's a very big, strong guy, right? And with Kamaru Usman on his team, he was able to pull off that victory in a very. It wasn't one-sided. It was back and forth, but it was decisive. It was a decisive victory for
Ngannou.
Ngannou. And I have to salute Ngannou, give him all the respect that he deserves. And I also have to salute Kamaru Usman for standing in the corner of his of his fellow African brother, and just making everybody proud and happy for something. I also want to mention something that Kamaru Usman did. I don't know if you heard about it, and I'm going to display that on the screen real quick. So Kamaru Usman, he he came to Nigeria. He went to Nigeria, okay, to develop a mixed martial arts business in the country. Did you hear about it?
No, no, I didn't.
Yes, he did, bro. He had a partnership with the University of Lagos to develop um, an MMA facility where young people can come in, train, fight, showcase their talents, and maybe eventually they will start fighting for local titles, maybe continental titles, and maybe world titles in the future. And I feel like that is extremely commendable of Kamaru Usman, because it's, first of all, it's hard for you to find Nigerians, okay, that get to the top of these sporting professions. And even when they get to the top, a lot of them don't come back to give back to the society where they come from. They just remain in their comfort zone and continue living their life. But Kamaru Usman is doing otherwise, coming back to Niger and trying to bring more people into MMA. That, to me, that's just awesome.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes.
And just to go back to what we talked about the other time when we started this conversation, right?
Mm.
You see, these are the people that we need to call honorables. You
Thank you
know,
very much.
these are the people we need to call, Your Excellency.
Let's see. Thank you.
Not some stupid politicians that are destroying the life of our youth.
I'm telling you, man. Like, Kamaru Usman has literally done more for the youths with this action than 95% of politicians. Period. Because he's not making any money from this. Eventually, he might start making money because it's a business move, right? Back to Nigeria. It's like
Yeah,
having
absolutely. So.
it's like having a small version of the UFC in Nigeria. So it's still a
Hmm.
business move on the long run. But the fact that he's able to sacrifice his own resources, his own money. Look at this. Look at this title here from the University of Lagos website. UFC's Kamaru Usman visits Unilag, donates MMA facility. That is commendable, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I respect that. This man deserves to be called his excellency, your honorable. That's
Mm-hmm.
Kamaru Usman. I would rather call him, give him all that respect than give an average looting, criminal, corrupt politician that title. They don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, point blank and period. Yes, and that's it, bro. Do you have anything else that you want to add to this particular Kamaru Usman situation?
Nothing much.
Nothing
You've
much.
said it all, you've said it all. And this is what we urging all our brothers and sisters in diaspora to always, especially when you're doing so well and you've gotten to like the peak of your career, always think about the people that didn't have that same opportunity that you had of going out there and doing well for yourself.
Hmm.
Try to go back, try to if it's your former secondary school, you know, if it's just ordinary books that you can donate to the library there, it's
Hmm.
going to help in a way, it's going to help the next generation, get them enlightened because we need the population to get enlightened. The best way for us to fight this fight, this revolution is going to come from the mind, the mental revolution. We started off with this, cultural thing that, is not good in terms of paying attention and giving respect to all these terrible politicians. We started this conversation with that, right?
Yes.
And the way for people to know is if they are educated and they have the right education. Most of the conversation you and I are having, a lot of Nigerians that are in Nigeria are not going to think that way because they'll be like, "Oh, so what are you telling us? Are you telling us to be disrespectful?" No,
Hmm.
that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is give respect to people that deserve that respect. And
Period.
most Nigerian politicians don't deserve that respect.
They don't
So it's
deserve that.
more kind of so my message is to our diaspora brothers and sisters: anything that you can use to help. Don't it's even better if try to help people in terms of their education than giving out some money to them. Because
Hmm.
if you help someone to develop their enlightenment, it's going to have a positive effect on the community as a whole.
And just like you said, man, um, if you think about the way our society is in Nigeria, you find out that a lot of areas in the country, they refuse to give the people education. Meanwhile, they are forcing down religious teachings upon them from childhood without any education. So when those children grow up and they have no education, they are less likely employable, they are more likely useless to the society and to themselves. So they are either going to end up in extreme poverty or a life of crime. And these are the channels that all these Boko Haram, ISWAP, all these groups of different
Bandits. Mm-hmm.
that's where they come from because they were deprived of education. Their parents were deprived of education. So they kept on having multiple children without having any money to take care of them. And those multiple children were forced to go to religious schools without education. And then they grow up to become useless adults that only have extremist point of views and they end up killing people. And then the Nigerian government's approach to solving that problem is only through military force. Oh, let's go and buy, let's borrow $500 million from China so that we can buy weapons from the United States to go and bomb all the terrorists. It's
Mm-hmm.
never going to solve the problem when it is an ideological warfare. The government is supposed to, first of all, close that funnel where these people are coming from by creating an environment where they have jobs and they have education so that the next generation will not be a problem in 20 years time. But I'm just speaking English because they are never going to do it. The Nigerian government is not going to do it until we the people force them to do it through a revolution. Period.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bro, someone just dropped a very funny comment. The person said his name is Kenny G Man. He says that is MC Olueron you have just described.
Olu Olueron is
I know Olueron.
Oluomo. That's pretty much who he's referring to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that thought. Yeah, imagine, bro. If Olueron can be a king, I heard he's the king of Oshodi now. I don't see, bro. Man, see, man, I'm so, oh my god, man. Man, we need a revolution quickly, quickly. For those people that are haters of Omoyele Sowore, okay, even me, I didn't really like his approach in the beginning, but as time went by, I realized that, man, Sowore is the real deal. This man is telling the absolute truth. The only solution is a revolution. We need a revolution more than anything. And that revolution encompasses all the problems that everybody else is facing in the country, including those agitating for Yoruba nation, for Biafra nation, those agitating for restructuring, those asking that we need to throw away this constitution, throw this constitution in the garbage and give us a new one. All of that, all those groups of agitators boils down to a revolution that we need. So, man, we need a revolution as soon as possible because now we are having MC Olueron as a king. Now, millions of Lagos youths are going to be greeting him. Ah, Baba, Baba Ekaro, hey, Baba, this
Honorable.
honorable, Tuale, Baba me. You know, just where we've developed society, a society that will eventually self-destruct. That's what we are doing right now. And we need a revolution to save it. Otherwise, it's going to be too late. Period. Anyways, let's go back on a lighter note, back to some sports. And then after talking about sports, we're going to go to one more segment, okay, where we're going to go into the comment section and have anybody, you know, give us a positive news because we don't want to be all negative all the time. Okay, we need to have some positivity in this conversation. Otherwise, too much negativity will depress you. It will give you negative energy, and over time, you would find yourself being less productive, depressed, and just sad. You know, some people might even become suicidal. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
oh, Kenny Green says, nope, not yet, never. He's not a king yet, oh, he can never be. Oh, thank God. That is a good news. Yes, he better not be. I saw it in the papers about a few days ago that he was nominated to be a king in Oshodi, and I'm like, man. In fact, they should just make him the president. Like Mayegun will say, my brother. They should just make the guy the president of Nigeria. Anyways,
Of
Israel
Nigeria.
of Nigeria. Okay, now Israel Adesanya, another top dog in the UFC, and it's so crazy that currently the UFC has three Africans that are all champions, and they call themselves the Three Kings. Israel
Yeah.
Adesanya. He also has a fight coming up, I believe, February 12th against Whitaker. He already beat Whitaker once in the past, and he knocked him out brutally. As we speak, I'm going to try and find out that video and share it with you guys. I know a lot of people don't like Nigerians in particular. Not a lot of Nigerians like combat sports because it's too violent. You know, we prefer football, soccer. You know, we prefer maybe basketball. But with guys like Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, Francis Ngannou in the top position in this sport, now it's bringing in more people into the sport. What do you think about that, bro?
Yeah, yeah. I always say, any African that is doing good,
Mm.
we should be proud of.
Hmm.
You get what I mean? So
Yeah.
Israel is one of the most vocal. The guy is good and at the same time is vibrant. And there's something I want to share. You see, most talent has been killed in Nigeria,
Oh.
right? Like somebody like Israel, and he said it himself when he was in Nigeria. I think it was in Nigeria up to maybe age of 10,
Hmm.
right? He said in his class he was not even he's not even in the top 10 most intelligent pupil in his class in his primary school, right? And
Yeah.
he said he can't even talk among his peers when he was in primary school then. But when he got to New Zealand, where he eventually, was raised, he realized that he has that potential to be able to express himself.
Hmm.
And so if you look at that, there are so many kids in Nigeria that their potential to become something in life has been cut short by the system in Nigeria, which is the
Yeah.
reason why we continue having this conversation. In Nigeria, they want you to go to school. So that you become a medical doctor or lawyers or engineers. You get
Yes.
read, read, go to school, then get a job. But when once you leave the shores of the country, you realize that you don't even need to be a graduate for you to be successful in life.
Mm-hmm.
Someone like Israel and Usman, they are millionaires in dollars, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they become that rich from the fact that they know how to fight, which is something that an average Nigerian parent is not going to encourage.
No.
So the country that we live in doesn't give so much opportunities for the young people, and this is the reason why we should be mad at this politician, and we should always speak about how to liberate the people, the millions of people that find themselves in that country and had no other opportunity to live.
It's crazy, man. That we are in this position. We've been in this position for such a long time. A lot of us, we that were born in the 80s, we are approaching our 40s. And we've been in this position throughout our entire lives. And it's even getting worse. It's almost like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. So we don't even have a choice at this point. It's Nigeria will either kill you or you do something about it. And that's something that you need to do. If you want to kill it, fine. I don't mind. Me, I'm up for any form of change. I don't care if the country breaks up at this point. As far as if it will, and I think that would be beneficial for more people actually. If they are going to change the constitution, I'm down for that as well. If they are going to restructure the country, I'm down for that as well. But the only way that we can make this happen is to force them to do it. And that is through a revolution. And that's what we're
Abs-
doing right now. We just talking over the
Absolutely.
internet. People
Hmm.
might think, man, you're just blabbing. It's just talk, talk, talk on the internet. Listen, a lot of people are getting inspired by listening to people saying stuff like this. And a lot of people are having their mindsets change. Like the topic of this conversation is, why do we respect politicians and other people that are destroying us? It's a cultural issue. So for a lot of people, it's just natural. It comes naturally for you to want to respect an old man. You look at a guy like Tinubu. Me, bro, Tinubu to me, I heard he has traveled again abroad for some medical issues. I hope he never returns. Just remain there forever. That's my mindset about a guy like Tinubu. Or is it
Hmm.
Atiku? So that's APC, Tinubu, PDP, Atiku. Or is it Saraki?
Hmm.
Or is it even Peter Obi that is extremely eloquent, intelligent? Oh, Peter Obi actually sounds intelligent. But do I trust him that much? I don't trust all these people because throughout my almost 40 years in this life, we have been going down. And these are the people that have been in charge. So why should
Hmm.
I trust them? It's not possible. I can't continue doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And for that reason, I say, once again, the people that deserve respect are those that have positive impacts on the lives of the people, like Kamaru Usman, coming to Nigeria to develop an MMA facility, which will potentially bring out the next MMA superstar. You
Hmm.
think about Nigeria, 200 million Africans living in Nigeria, 200 million. And we went to an Olympics in Japan. 55 people were the representatives of 200 million people in Japan. Let me give you a comparison. Canada has 40 million people, less than about 38 million. 381 Olympians represented Canada versus Nigeria that has 200 million people and only 55 represented Nigeria. And once the 55 got to Japan, I think before they even got to Japan, 10 of them were disqualified because they did not meet up with the drug testing requirement, which was the fault of the Federal Ministry of Sports. So Nigeria will naturally kill your dreams. That's just the way Nigeria is. It's designed to dash your hopes and kill your dreams. Imagine those 200 million people, Nigerians. Do you know how many extremely talented sports people that could have come out of the country, but the country has dulled their shine?
Mhm.
It had to take Kamaru Usman, Francis Ngannou, and Israel to leave Nigeria before they became a superstar. And even after becoming superstars, they are still repping Nigeria hard. And I salute them for that. They are more patriotic citizens of Nigeria than all these thieves that call themselves politicians, all of them. Because those thieves, they would, instead of building a good hospital for themselves, so that they and their family will benefit from. If I build a good hospital in Lagos, in Ibadan, in Anambra, in Zamfara, and I put good roads there, it's going to be beneficial for the people and for myself. But
Mhm.
these animals that are politicians, these idiots, these thieves, they would rather not fix any hospital, steal the money, take it to the UK, Saudi Arabia, United States, Canada for medical
Mhm.
help. So they are not patriotic citizens and they don't deserve to be called Your His Excellency, Honorable this. They deserve no respect. They are supposed to be in prison. That's where they are supposed to be. But we know the Nigerian system is it's only poor people that go to prison in Nigeria. Rich people don't go to prison. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Um,
man.
I, Yeah, I just want to point out, when you were talking about the Olympics,
Mhm.
a lot of us will not really take it as a big deal. Like you said, 200 million people and only 55 people represented 200 million.
Yes.
As compared to a country with 38 million people, with over 300 people representing them.
Yes.
Do you know the number of hopes and the number of people dreams that have been killed by that only that thing alone?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in comparison, Canada had about 7 gold in that same Olympic with total medal of about maybe 25 or 26. Nigeria had just only 1 silver and 1 bronze. We used to be good in what they call it in track and field back in the
Mm.
days.
Yeah.
But it seems nothing is working again in the country. Everything is just, no matter where you look at, Nigerians that are doing fine now, they are Nigerians that have traveled out of the country because the country is either the country kill you or you run away for your dear life.
Which is sad, man. But hopefully, we're going to be able to stage that revolution eventually, and we'll be able to fix this country. Now, let's go on. I'm gonna end up this show in about 10 minutes. I have a quick short video that I need to share. I hope you can see the screen, Ololade. It's a
Yeah,
very
yeah, I can.
inspirational. It's still it's a revolutionary post. That's what this is. It's revolutionary, and I'm gonna share this real quick for you to see and for everybody else to see. Then we'll go to the comment section and have a quick conversation with the people, and then we'll call it a day. So check this out. Did you see that powerful video, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know what can be more powerful than that. I hope people got inspired by that short clip. The man is saying, if you are wise because you are enlightened, you are dangerous because you can't
Mm-hmm.
be subjugated. And this phenomenon is the exact thing that the leaders from the religious, traditional, political have been using to subjugate the people of Nigeria and many other African countries for the longest time. They keep us like herds of unenlightened slaves. And that's why they have been enslaving us. But some of us are fighting hard to break the chains of enslavement because we have become a little bit more enlightened and we are still in the process of gaining more enlightenment. So, the least that anybody can do is to enlighten yourself. Know your rights and responsibilities as a citizen of a country. Even though in Nigeria, we are all second class citizens, we agree. The first class citizens are the criminals, the politicians, the ones that have destroyed the country. They are the number one citizens. So, a country where criminals are the first class citizens and the regular people are the second class citizens, that is a recipe for disaster. But it's
Mm-hmm.
our own job to break free from this chain that has been going on for the longest time. And I'm just going to end it there. If you have anything to say, my brother, you have the floor.
Well said, well said. That short clip, is
Yeah.
something that I always try to like say every time that I have conversation about solution to Nigerian problem. The solution is getting our people enlightened.
Hmm.
You will be surprised the sheer number of people that out of their ignorance they are doing harm to the country. Election is going to come up 2023, and we are going to blame them for taking 1,000 naira for their votes and all that. But these people don't know any better, right?
Hmm. They're not enlightened.
Then they are not enlightened. And it's by that enlightenment and getting them to be aware of their little action and the impact of that action on everybody that we can make this change. These people that are controlling us, they are not even up to like 1% of the population.
Hmm.
So we have the number, we have the power, we have what it takes to change the course of our history.
And that's the simple truth. When we can get to a point, you know what? I think this is my indicator, and it's going to be my final point as well before we go into the comment section. A good indicator that we are making progress is when poor people, because there are poor people all over the world, every single country has poor people. The only difference is the percentage of poor people in different countries and societies.
Mhm.
When we get to a point where poor people will tell a criminal, corrupt politician to his face that F off, get out of my face, you lying demon. You're trying to pay me 1,000 naira recharge card so I can vote for APC or PDP or any of those other criminal organizations. Get out of my face. That's when we've made a huge step towards enlightenment as a society. Because I can tell you one thing for sure. In this society where I live, there are poor people, but there is no way a corrupt politician will even have the boldness to approach a poor person and tell him that I'm going to give you $20 to vote for me. That's not going to happen. It can't happen in this society because the poor people, they know their rights. They might not be enlightened, but they are enlightened to an extent where they know that it's not possible for a politician to approach me to do his dirt. That's not going to happen. And that's all I have to
Mhm.
say.
Well said. Well
Yes,
said.
sir. Yes, so let's just go to the comment section real quick. Man, thank you guys for coming through. We have Matthew Ogunmoyole. Ogunmoyole. Hey, I don't know if I'm butchering this man's name. I'm so sorry, my brother, if I butchered your name. Matthew Ogunmoyole. Then we have
Yeah, Ogumayole, yeah.
Ogunmoyole. I've never
Ogumayole,
heard that name
yeah,
before, bro.
yeah.
Then we have Kenny G Man that called MC Olueron. Yes, Kenny G Man, thank you for coming through so much, my brother. God bless you, man. Then we have um Amayo Ajirio Gene. Ooh, I greet you, my bros. Thanks so much. The man says, "Oh, I hope it's a man. Oh, if please forgive me. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but please forgive me if I misidentify you." The person says, "A nation where injustice becomes a norm, resistance is inevitable," and that's 1000% correct. That's brother. If you have anything to say, feel free to cut in at any time. Amayor also says revolution now, which I 1000% support. Referendum now, which I 1000%
At
support.
least we need to get one of the two.
I'm telling you, man. You either give us,
Mhm.
you, see,
And freedom now.
and
We have to
freedom
get one of the
now,
three.
man.
Hmm.
We don't even have a choice, man. I know there are many people that are actually enslaved, but they don't even know that they're enslaved, and they would rather remain in their slavery because that slavery gives them some crumbs to survive on. But if they are enlightened, or when they become enlightened and they realize that I deserve better than these crumbs that I'm getting, then they become revolutionaries as well. So that's what we are working towards. And then Amaya also says Nigerians are conscious of complete truthfulness while making careful, constructed lies. Hey, this Amayo is a very intelligent individual that I can tell.
Yeah, yeah, that's deep. That's deep.
That's deep.
And one thing you want to be careful of is someone that is conscious enough to know the truth, but intelligent enough to construct lies.
Hmm.
That's a very bad situation.
Wow. This is the
That's the
comment.
reason why you see people on Twitter, they put all these qualification, masters, PhD, and all that, and you see them supporting all these corrupt politicians we're talking about.
Hmm.
You can't tell me those people are not educated. They are educated, but their education, they find a way to modify the truth in order to suit their own narratives.
Hmm.
And those are one of the most dangerous people we have in the country.
Yes. And we even have them in government.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely. Most of these guys in government, they many of them schooled abroad, many of them lived abroad, you know, many of them has law degree, they have PhDs and all that. So they know they are educated enough to know what is good. But guess what? They've constructed their lies to suit their narratives.
man, thank you so much, Amayo Ajirio Gene, for that great comment. And with that, oh, Amayo dropped one more comment. He says, things fall apart and the center cannot hold. My people, read between the lines. My brother, me, I agree with you, man. It's already, it's already falling apart. It's
Hmm.
already, it's already been destroyed beyond a point of repair, in my opinion. And this, my brother, also says we need a mental revolution. Wow, man, this Amayo, man, I need to add you on Facebook. Let's be friends. Man, that's all I have to say, man. Thank you so much for coming through. Amayo, if you don't mind, I'll send you a friend request. If you don't mind, you can, accept. Let's be friends. We can communicate better one on one. And, because I like people that have revolutionary ideas. And we can also communicate with Ololade and see what we can do. So thank you
Yeah,
so much for
absolutely.
coming through.
Mhm.
With that, we are signing out. Any final words, Ololade?
Well, I just want to say thank you to everyone that give us the opportunity to express ourselves and share our knowledge and say what we have in mind.
Mm.
And this is a very good platform for us to be having this kind of conversation. And it's
Yes.
something we need to continue having. And hopefully, we'll get to that point where it will be inevitable than to have that referendum or revolution. And eventually, we can call our country, one of the greatest country in the world, because that's what we're all striving for.
Yes. Thank you so much, brother. And with that, I'm just going to give a final, a closing remark. Um, this segment is called Echoes of the African Wahala on Diaspora Radio International. I am so grateful for the opportunity to be a presenter on this platform once again. Big shout outs to Mayegun General. That's a very good brother. I know a lot of people don't like him because the man is a savage, but he's a good brother. The man actually means well. The way he expresses himself might not be the way that you like, but he tells the truth for the most part, and you have to respect that. And this particular segment comes up every Wednesday and Saturday. Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is also 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning, Lagos time, Nigerian time. On Saturdays, it comes up 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is roughly 6 p.m. Sorry, 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Lagos time, up Nigerian time. So we look forward to coming back and sharing more interesting, thought provoking conversations with you guys. And in the future, we can have more great dialogues. Thank you for watching. Peace.